This is an urgent warning for all those BMNR investors, Bitmine investors, or those who are not. Since the recent crash, this might be the biggest opportunity out there. If you're looking for the next Tesla, Nvidia, this could be a better opportunity that goes much higher than you would invest in Tesla early, and most importantly, much faster. In this video, we will talk about BMNR, how it can reach $1,000. We will talk about Stanley Druckenmiller is invested in Bitmine. He's one of the biggest investors out there. He never had the red years since like 20 years. Absolutely crazy. And you know, I just woke up because I couldn't sleep last night. We are doing like 8 to 10 hours research every single day. This might be the biggest Bitmine channel out there, so make sure to subscribe and like, and we will talk about the comparison between SBET and Bitmine, because people say, oh, it's another, you know, money grab by rich people and it's a scam or whatsoever. No, it's not. It's the greatest opportunity out there since MicroStrategy, when they went from 4 to 400, and I think the move in Bitmine can be much larger than that. And we have a couple of other things that we will talk about, so make sure to stay tuned and let's go.
Welcome to the game, I'm the Wolf of Dubai.
So I feel talking and researching every single day with my team, it's something that is very crucial to find the next X10 stock, okay? And if you are not so familiar with growth stocks, they have a single, you know, kind of parameters that they have and when you can enter. So first of all, you obviously need to be early, right? I believe you can be early right now in Bitmine because we are just getting started. They accumulated Ethereum over the last couple of like 30 days in insanely fast fashion, okay? They want to achieve 6 million or 5% of the supply of Ethereum, and they already got over 600. So they are like 10% there within a month. If they have this kind of pace, then they'd reach this kind of Ethereum in about like 10 months, okay? I think obviously in the very beginning, you're a little bit faster, but let's say 12 months. If they have 6 million worth of Ethereum, like 10x, and they just keep that valuation, then this is a $300 stock. But I believe the stock can go actually to $1,000, okay? Because there is a couple of things that will align. So number one, I feel like Bitmine slowly is growing on my shoulders, and this might be the biggest channel that talk about Bitmine because we are just putting out so much content about this company, right? Like it's on my shoulders, and my shoulders are very, very small. Maybe I don't have that much small shoulders, maybe our editing team can make my shoulders a little bigger right now. But Tom Lee's shoulders, Katie Wood shoulders, Stan Druckenmiller shoulders, Peter Thiel shoulders, okay? So those are big shoulders, guys. These are multi-billion-dollar shoulders that Bitmine is standing on, okay? And let's talk about Stan Druckenmiller. Stan Druckenmiller was early on NVIDIA. Here's a small snippet, how he found NVIDIA. So you get to know him and how he invests. And, he is one of the greatest investors of all time. He's in the same area of, Warren Buffett, same league, same, like if Stan Druckenmiller is in something, then you want to be there as well, okay?
Your excitement about AI sort of came into play with that discussion because you're worried that it's going to take a lot of investment and there's no savings. We got to build up the defense. There's wars everywhere. And you were early with NVIDIA. You were early with AI. You pared back a little bit, but are not less bullish on the prospects for it, are you?
Well, first of all, I wasn't early with NVIDIA. My young partner was early with NVIDIA. He called me in the fall of 22 and said that he thought all this excitement about blockchain was going to be far outweighed by AI. And I asked him how to play it, and he told me I should buy this company, NVIDIA. I didn't even know how to spell it. I bought it. Then a month later, ChatGPT happened. Even an old guy like me could figure out, okay, what that meant. So I increased the position substantially. I said in an interview in June of that year that I expected to own NVIDIA for 2 or 3 years, that this was a mega trend like I'd never seen, potentially bigger than the internet. But when the stock went from 150 to 900, I'm not Warren Buffett. I don't own things for 10 or 20 years. I wish I was Warren Buffett. And 150 to 900, yes, we did We did cut that position and a lot of other positions in late March. I just need a break. We've had a hell of a run. A lot of what we recognized has become recognized by the marketplace now. We expected Powell to come back and repivot, which he subsequently did. But no, long term, we're as bullish on AI as we've ever been. You just wonder, if we were all sitting here in 1999 talking about the internet, or anybody was talking about it, I don't think anybody would have estimated it would be as big as it got in 20 years. We didn't have the iPhone, we didn't have Uber, we didn't have Facebook, yada, yada. And yet, if you bought the NASDAQ in 99, it went down 80% before that all came to fruition. That's not going to happen with AI, but it could rhyme. AI could rhyme with the internet. As we go through all this capital spending we need to do, the payoff, while it's incrementally coming in by the day, the big payoff might be 4 to 5 years from now. So AI might be a little overhyped now, but underhyped long term.
You said you're not like Warren Buffett, but what you just did with NVIDIA sounds an awful lot like what he did with Apple. He pared his position in Apple by 13% and then went on to say it's a better company than Coca-Cola or American Express or any of the other companies that they have in their portfolio. And he thinks Tim Cook is great.
Yeah, well, I will be very surprised if I don't own NVIDIA on and off the next 10 years.
I just looked up who are the biggest shareholders of Bitmine. And if you're looking into this chart that I show you, you see, there's the Founders Fund. FF stands for Founders Fund. This is Peter Thiel with around like 5%. And then you scroll down, and then you see Stan Druckenmiller. He invested through one of his funds. He's like a private family office because he managed the money for a very long time. And then he decided, hey, I want to have my own family office because I'm already a billionaire and I just want to manage my own money. Okay, so he is crazy good. He never had a down year since like 2 decades. Okay, it's absolutely insane. And when he is in something, they know more than we do. Okay, they do different kind of due diligence. They are connecting with the direct people in Bitmine. And Bitmine, forget everything what they did with Bitmine before, okay? They actually said, okay, the business before was like a low margin, high hardware, Bitcoin mining business. And we just take this company and essentially change everything what they do. And our mission is to get to 5% of Ethereum. If they reach 5%, it's a totally different kind of company. But let's talk about the recent crash that happened. Essentially on Monday, the stock was down like 10% after also Tom Lee issued the video where he showed the NAV, the net asset value is around 22 stock. I think the investors and community out there thought it's much higher. I think this was reason number one. And reason number two actually was that they issue more shares to buy more Ethereum, okay? And dilution and, usually the stock goes down. But then happened the following. I think this is a very, very, very strong sign. So as of this morning, as you can see, Bitmine is already up like 3.7%. And yesterday it was down on Tuesday, minus 8.8%. But you have seen something like that. First, in the first couple of minutes, you saw huge dip buying, okay? You saw huge dip buying and then, a sell of the stock to like 30, 32, and then all the way dip buying as well, okay? Then in the end of the day, maybe a little bit of selling. I think this could be because there's a lot of volume in the last hour. This could be also that the shares that they issue, they actually selling, right, to the market. So, and with that, you see that there is a lot of retail that buying this because in the first hour, if you see that showing you that people are using this opportunity to buy the crash. And then you see that actually they are quite fast in what they are doing. So in the next days, they could again announce that they use this share offering and buying more Ethereum and that the stock can go up. And that's why I think even though this crash was small and short-lived, I think it's a great buying opportunity to set up. If you don't have a position and or you buying a little bit here, okay? I think there's still some room because the market is a little bit overheated right now, but still I believe that you should, save as much money that you have and put into Bitmine, okay? Now let's talk about SPED versus BMNR. This is one of the subscriber that told me, hey, there's no difference and SPED is also crashing, but there's huge difference. First, SPED is trading a tremendous big big premium on their Ethereum that they are holding, which Bitmine is not. Second, you have all those crazy investors, okay? You have all this team that is that the retail investors love. The story is there. They are faster. They are bigger. And I think with all of those, like imagine that this, okay? There is Build Your Dream, the electric car company, and there's Tesla. And Tesla has Elon Musk and Katie Wood and all of those retail investors. And Tesla is trading about a huge premium and can go absolutely insane versus a stock or a company that maybe is in the same field but don't have this, backing power, right? So I believe that this is a huge difference, guys. It's actually much cheaper, okay, than SBET, okay? So make sure to put more of Bitmine in your portfolio. And now let's dive into the last part of this video. But before we diving into that, make sure if you haven't yet, check out the link into the description. X10daytrading.com is our main product where we trade for you in your portfolio. We essentially send you all the buying and selling of the different US stock options that we're trading. We average about 10 to 15% per month on your whole portfolio. And this is day trading done for you, okay? X10 Day Trading. If you have $10,000 or more, check out the link into the description. And let's dive now in the last part of this video. So as I said in the beginning, we doing research about 8 to 10 hours every single day. We look through filings, we look through hints, what can Bitmine have that makes it absolutely explode. And as I said, the goal here is to have a $1,000 stock. As I said, the stock can be already at 300 roughly when they accumulate all the ETH. Then they have revenues from this ETH. Other than a Bitcoin stacking or treasury company, they can stack Ethereum and by now have already $100 million in income. So they are growing, even they're just holding Ethereum. Okay, so that's number one. I believe the second part is once they reach 5%, do you think they stop there or they go for 10%, 15% of the network? I think this could be something once they see the success. Then you have all those backers, right? That I mentioned, and they are not there without any reason. Like Katie Woods just keeps on buying millions and millions and millions of stocks of Bitmine, and this could be one of the biggest bets that Katie Wood actually did over the last couple of years, okay? Then you have the $1,000 stock price. And how does it can come around, right? I believe that from 300 to 1,000, there's a lot of things that need to come to fruition. So first of all, they need to continue what they do. I think that the market needs to see another run up there, and I think it can go quite crazy because if the rates are going down, you remember how crazy crypto went up, how crazy companies that never did any revenue went up, like Nikola, right? Or other companies that never had the revenue and were worth $5 billion, in market cap. So you see all of that, and if you're not early, you are missing out. This can be a 30x stock. So make sure to subscribe and like, and I see you tomorrow with the next video.